Hey guys, welcome back for another review. So today I'm going to be talking about the OPI Wicked collection. This is inspired by the movie that's coming out soon, and I'm super excited about that movie. Are you guys excited about it? We just recently saw Wicked 2 months ago when we were in New York, and I love the play. It's the second time I've seen it, and so I'm excited about the theme of this collection. Of course, this collection has pretty much 10 glittery, shimmery shades and then 2 creams, but yeah, we'll talk about them. This is the first winter collection that I'm reviewing so far for this season. I will have Morgan Taylor coming up, Orly coming up, Essie coming up. I also had good news. I was able to get the OPI Wicked Infinite Shine line from Beyond Polish, and I got this collection from Beyond Polish too, so I'm super happy about that. They're going to send that to me. It's on its way, so I will be reviewing both, and the polishes are different in both of those collections. So I know a few of you were interested and a few of you weren't, but I will be having that review. Lots to get through. And if you do buy the collections from Beyond Polish, use my code GOLARI10 for a discount, and that is an affiliate link. So thanks so much for your support. Before we get into it, I'm going to talk about my shirt that I just got from Aerie. It's so cute. It's a nice long oversized shirt. I think I did get my regular size, but it is pretty oversized, so you could probably size down if you wanted to. But it's got this white collar. It's just gray and it's pretty long. You could wear it with leggings, and it covers your butt if you wanted to, and it's nice and cozy. I can see me wearing this around the house, and I could even dress it up and go outside. So love Aerie. I always seem to pick up a few things there each fall winter season because I like their cozy things. On my lips, I am wearing Buxom Juicy Peach. It's one of my favorite nude lipsticks that I've been reaching for, and I just really love it. I'm also using Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. Pillow Talk is also a great lipstick too, but they are kind of similar. On my nails, I'm wearing Artwork in Progress. This is from the new Morgan Taylor Fall collection. It was one of my favorites from that collection. I love this kind of smoky brown that has a little bit of green in it too. It's really interesting and so fun. I'm still in the fall colors. We really haven't had much of a fall, so I'm still kind of in my fall mode. Haven't gotten through all the ones that I've wanted to wear, but this one was on my list. I'll have a link to all those products down below. Thanks so much for your feedback on my last video. I did a compare and contrast video for mauves, and it was so fun to hear your feedback and just to know that you guys will like that series. So I think it is something that I will continue. Put down in the comments below, maybe there's a polish that you want a lot of comparisons to, or there's a group of colors that's kind of more specific than like purple that we can go through. But I would love your suggestions, and then I'll kind of choose one from there and see where we want to go next with that. So I think that should be super, super fun. But thank you for taking the time to do that. That was so helpful for me. Just take another second to leave me some suggestions down below. I'd really love that. Lots of glittery shades in this collection. I think there's 10 and then 2 creams. So yeah, there's that. I'm just really hoping next year we have some creams. Just really, really hoping. I wish they at least split it, but anyway. And I do think they are pretty and fun for this movie theme that we have going. So there is that. First up is O for Oz Sake. This is a white pearly shade with a blue to green shifting iridescent shimmer, and it's really interesting. We have had quite a few of these type of polishes being released in the last year or two, and so I'll definitely have comparisons for this one, but the formula is pretty good on it actually. I feel like it built up really well in 2 coats. There are high chances that you'll have to do 3, but I feel like I was able to do it in 2 coats, especially if I floated my brush. So that was really nice, and I like the color tone of it too. So you should be able to see how well that applies in my live swatch, but I also wanted to do a swatch of it on top of the blue color from the collection, and that one's called Fiero's My Manny. I feel like it needs to be a little more sheer, and I feel like the Olive in June one that I'm going to talk about in a minute is better for that, and this one I feel like is just kind of better by itself, but you can wear it as a topper if you'd like to, but I just feel like it is a little too opaque for that in my opinion. So let's look at those comparisons. So I compared it to Olive in June Frosted Glass, and that's the one that I'm talking about, and it is very similar to this. So it has that kind of blue shifting shimmer in it, but it also has the glittery pieces that are just a tiny bit bigger, so it is a little bit different. And what I like about it is it's less opaque, and so it's going to be better as a topper. In this comparison next to O for Oz Sake, they both have 3 coats, so that should give you an idea just how opaque O for Oz Sake is. And then Orly Sea Spray I feel like is really good on its own. It builds up really nicely. The shimmer in that is a little warmer though. It's kind of a red orange, and so that's what makes it different. And I feel like the color tone in this one isn't like that crispy white. It's kind of a creamy white. And then OPI Chill 'Em with Kindness has little pink glitters in it. And that one's 3 coats as well, whereas Orly Sea Spray is only 2. So those are the differences there. So it is pretty similar to Frosted Glass, but I do think I like this one better because it builds up. So out of all of them, I feel like I like this one the best. This might be fun for the holidays too. I actually was surprised how much I liked this one. So this is definitely one of my favorites. Love You So Munchkin is this next one. And yeah, it is a bright yellow, a little bit gold leaning, and it is a glittery shade. The formula on this one's kind of interesting. It's a little bit fluffy in the base, so that makes it a little easy to apply. If you'll use it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit fluffy, and this doesn't have flakies in it, I don't think, just glitteries. The next one has little flakies in it, but they both have a similar base. It's got a good formula, so it builds up really nicely in 2 coats. I would say that's probably the only thing this has going for it. I just could not wear a shade like this. It's just not my jam. But yeah, I think it's kind of fun in this collection too. Obviously, it kind of goes along with the theme, so I can see why they did it. But I don't know, I might like something that's a little bit more gold. I do have some comparisons, but they are more gold, and they are polishes that I'd probably choose over this one. Let's look at those. Here we have Dazzling Dewdrop, the Leonly one, and OPI This Gold Slays Me. And those are just golds that you can see. They are a little bit yellow leaning, but they are different than this one. But I wanted you to see that it does have a little bit of gold, but not too much. Amazing is next, and I actually really like this one. It's an interesting, I would say it's kind of a gold, but it's very green. It's interesting, and I think it is kind of cool for this collection. And this is the one that I was talking about that has this kind of fluffy, flaky formula, which makes it super easy to apply. Everything kind of sits together in the base of it, and so it just goes on really nicely. And then it has these flaky kind of glitter pieces, and the color is pretty cool too. I also wanted to mention that I did have this polish applied over Witch O'Clock so you could see what it looked like, and then you can decide if you like it as a topper or not. So let's look at the comparisons for it. So I compared it to Susie's Singing Mezcal, and that one's more of a metallic and gold, not as green. OPI Gift of Gold is the same color, but that's more metallic. The Essie polish reminded me of this, but that one's more yellow, so that one's definitely different. So I do find this one to be interesting and quite unique. I think a lot of you are probably gonna like this one. It's an interesting light green that leans a little bit gold. I have the worst nerve headache today, you guys. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to be chipper, but my brain, my Laurie brain gets even worse, so I'm hoping I'm making sense. Yeah. Anyway, it's taken me a while to get through this, and then I'm gonna go lay down for like half an hour. If you guys don't know, I have a lot of neck issues, and so painting my nails and working in the yard is not always the best thing for my neck, but I'm not just gonna sit inside and not do it. And some days are worse than others, but today's just one of those days where I'm like, oh, I have the worst nerve headache. Oh, anyway, let's get back to it. Galinda is this next one, and looking at this bottle I was like, oh, this is a pretty color. It's a really cool toned pink with a golden shimmer in it, and it also has pink glitter in there too. It kind of shifts. It's really interesting, and I love the pink color of it, but the formula just wasn't great, and it didn't build up the way that I wanted it to. So I would say you need 3 coats for this one if you want it full opacity. I think I'm probably just doing 2 and showing you 2 just because I'm trying to give you a more realistic view, because this is more of a sheer polish. This probably would be good as a topper, but I forgot to film it as a topper, so I'm sorry you're not going to see that. I think it would be pretty over anything, and I think you can imagine what it would look like on top of something just by looking at the picture of my swatch. So it's really pretty, but it just didn't quite have the impact that I really wanted from this polish. So I was a little bit disappointed in it, but let's look at the comparisons. So I compared it to OPI Pixel Dust, and that one's more of a silver glitter. And then Sugar Crush It is a whitish color with silver glitter, and Best Day Ever is more of a white pink. So all of those are different. So I will say this one is unique. So I give them credit for making something unique, but it's not something that I will think I will wear. But if you like glitters and if you like toppers, I think this one's going to be really fun and interesting for you. Glenda The Good is the next polish, and this one's really interesting. I love these bright pinks with this inner shimmer in it. It's really glowy. It has a lot of depth and really really interesting and pretty pow on the nails. And I think it would be fun for the holidays. I do like colors like this, and the formula is really good too. It builds up really nice in 2 coats, and hopefully you can see that. I know sometimes my camera has a hard time focusing on these shimmery shades and it gets thrown off once in a while, but I do try to bring it back in focus and give you a real good look at it, and hopefully this one comes across as stunning as it is in person. But let's definitely see comparisons because you might not need this one. So I compared it to 15 Minutes of Flame, Blame the Mistletoe, and those are pretty much exact. I would say that Galinda is a little bit lighter maybe, and maybe Blame the Mistletoe is maybe the darkest out of all of them, and I'm not sure if that's even going to translate on the picture here, but man, no wonder I like it, because I've liked all of those colors that have come out, and honestly I don't think I've worn any one of them, but I do love them. I do think I would wear them at the holidays or in the summertime, but I also added Pink Bling Be Merry shade, and that one's a little bit different, but pretty much they've given us this color quite often recently, which is kind of frustrating to me a little bit. I want something new. So you probably don't need this one if you have those other ones. So hopefully that's helpful, and that will save you some money if you saw this and thought it was really cool, but it is a beautiful shade. And this is Witch O'Clock, and this is gorgeous green. This is a green I would say is kind of a 70s green. So it's kind of a true green that's slightly yellowed. This definitely reminded me of my carpet growing up. I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, and we had green carpet. And this totally reminds me of it. I like it. It is a little bit brighter, and so I do like that about it. I honestly probably won't wear it because it is kind of like a true primary green. It does have an amazing formula, and that made me love it even more, you guys. The formula is so great. It's a little bit crelly-ish, builds up nicely in 2 coats, and it's just so glossy and silky, fly, and just classic OPI good formula. So that made me like it even more. But let's look at some comparisons because there's quite a few greens, and let's see how it compares. So Heart of the Jungle by Essie is a little bit more lighter and slightly grayed out and more yellow. And then Envy the Adventure is probably the closest. That one's just a little bit cooler, so I do think I like it, but I do like the brightness of Witch O'Clock compared to that one. You can see that hopefully there. Then we have the other Essie polish, and that one's a darker shade, so a little bit different. That was the closest that I could find, so I give them credit for making this one different, because I don't think I have found any green that was exactly the same as this one in all the polishes that I have. I couldn't find anything, kept looking, kept searching, and nothing. So this one's quite unique too, in my opinion. Positively Elphaba is this next shade, and I kind of like polishes like this, especially for fall and Christmas too. Actually, they're fun Christmas shades. So this one is a shimmery metallic shade. It does have a blue-green base and then a stronger gold shimmer, so it does look a little bit warmer, and I have found that these polishes always look a little bit different on the nail than they do on the bottle. So hopefully you can see that on the hand, especially compared to the bottle when I'm holding it, because they just come out a little bit different in person. And the formula on this is amazing. It's pretty much a 1-coater, but I like to do 2 thinner coats with this one. It can tend to apply a little bit thick, so you just have to be careful to clean the brush off a little bit, just because those glittery metallic pieces can kind of grab onto the brush and just hold more polish. So this one's really great, actually. I like it. But in the last year, I think we had 2 or 3 companies come out with polishes like this one, including OPI. So let's see how they compare. OPI Deck to the Pines is cooler and a little bit more grayed out, and I love that one. I thought this was going to be exactly the same to that, so I'm glad to find that it wasn't, but I loved that one last year, and I think it's the perfect holiday color. And actually, I love Positively Elphaba too, because it's a little brighter and it's more of like a Christmas green, and with that blue base, it just tones it down a little bit more, which I really like. So compared to Sweater Weather, that one I thought it would be pretty close to, and that one's more of a warmer green. And then Morgan Taylor Bad to the Bow is warmer also and a little bit different. So I was kind of surprised that it was a little bit different. So this one is a little bit more of a brighter Christmassy green. So I think this will be fun for Christmas, and I might wear it. it. Let's Rejoice IFY. I love that name. And this is so gorgeous. I love this plumberry glittery shade. Anytime you have a glitter with like a plumberry base, I actually kind of like. Is this a hollow? I don't think it's considered a hollow, but it's very glitter packed and a little sparkly, and I think it will be super fun for the holidays. So I actually really liked this one. And I can see myself wearing it because it is a little bit more neutral for a glitter, if that can be a thing. It's just a little more toned down because it's kind of a darker shade. So I really liked this one quite a bit. So yeah, I think you guys will like this one too. But let's look at those comparisons. So I compared it to OPI Feel the Chemistry, and that one's more purple and just shimmer, and it's a lovely shade. And then OPI Rich and Brazilian is a darker plum with subtle glitter. And then OPI My Color Wheel is Spinning is brighter glitter. And is that a true hollow? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not an expert on glitters and hollows, of course, but I'll let you look at those comparisons there. But I really do think you need this one. And I think it might be the star of the show, at least in my opinion. I think this one's really fun. I'm the Wonderfulest is the next shade. Such a cute name and such a cute blue. I love these mid-tone blue shades with glitter. I think this one's really fun and festive for the holidays too. So I actually like this one better than I thought. I don't know if I'll wear it or pull it, but I do like the color of it. And when I was applying it, I was like, oh, these are so pretty, but I just don't wear them. But it is glitter packed too, just like that other one. It is a little bit sheerish, but it builds up nicely in 2 coats. You might need 3 though, depending on how you apply it. But let's look at some comparisons. So I compared it to Do You See What I See? And that one's more metallic-y. And then LED Marquee is closest but cooler. I think that one is a true hollow polish. And then Susie Takes a Sound Bath is more of a pearly blue, which is really pretty. I really like that one. So this one's a little bit different. Couldn't quite find anything to compare, and I actually really liked this one a lot. Fiero My Manis, this next one, and this is beautiful, you guys. I don't even think you can see. Well, okay, that's pretty true. It is so bright, and it's kind of this beautiful blue purple shade. So cool, you guys. It's so pretty and glossy on the nails. It is just this cobalt purple blue, Crelly formula, super shiny and glossy and just cool. I love this one actually. Maybe this is the star of the show because I don't have anything exactly like this, and I thought it was so fun. And with the formula, it has a little bit of depth to it, and it's just stunning, you guys. I think it will be fun for this time of year too. Maybe the end of winter too, or right now would be a fun time to wear this polish. Let's look at some comparisons, but I really think nothing just gets as close to this one. Ring in the Blue Year is brighter and lighter. Orly, it's Brittany Beach is also brighter, so not as dark. When I say brighter, it's a little bit lighter in shade. And then OPI, My Car Has Navigation. That's the one that I really thought it was going to be exactly like. And that one's darker and more purple. This one's just cool. I think you do need this one, you guys. I mean, look at that. So fun, and I think it's perfect for this Wicked collection. Such a fun choice. I don't know what else to say about it, but obviously I like it. Defying Gravity is this next one, and this is a interesting shade. It's hard to tell. I think this is just like a slate black shade or slate gray, and it does have some silver and kind of blue green shimmer in there too, I feel like, but it's kind of just like a charcoal gray. That's the best word I'm looking for, actually. It has a really nice formula. It builds up super well in like 2 coats. I thought it was close to 1, but I think you're going to need 2 for this one. I like these shades for this time of year. OPI has come out with some like this previously, so let's take a look at those. OPI Black Dress Optional, one of my favorites of shades like this. I didn't realize how barely noticeable the shimmer is in that one, but I actually love that one a lot. Cave the Way was one that I was thinking of, and that's a little bit more noticeable than Black Dress is Optional, but Defying Gravity is definitely packed with more shimmer. I couldn't really find another one, but I pulled out Peppermint Bark and Bite, and I love that shade. It's green and has some glitter in it. This one is different than Cave the Way. I thought it would be exactly the same, so that was fun to find. So I think this is a great holiday one too, especially for New Year's or something. And I do like these more muted glittery shades, the ones that are darker. I will reach for them more, especially around the holidays. So liked this one too. Last up is Narcissist Rose, and this one's a really interesting red. So This is a warm brick red, but it also has a little bit of purple and a touch of brown. And the formula is really good on this one too. It's glossy, a little bit curly, and builds up nicely in 2 coats. So such an interesting shade. I pulled out so many colors and I couldn't find one that was exactly like this from OPI, and I pulled out quite a few. There are a lot of reds that are more brighter. This one's more rich, a little more plum leaning, but not quite berry as some others. And then Como Se Llama was one that was more brown leaning, and this one just wasn't quite as brown. And then there were some that I'm going to show you. Let's look at the comparisons. Like I always pull that one out, when I have a brick red, but that one has more white in the base, and so it's a little bit lighter even though it's a brick red, and it didn't have this touch of berry, so that one was different. Hi Piper. Come say hi. It's been a while. It's been a while since you said hi to everybody. Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Are you bored? Oh, that's not. Come on up. You're trying to come. Okay. Okay, you're bored out of your mind. Lay down. Okay, I get down. That's a good idea. But let's look at the ones I did pull out from OPI just so you have an idea of the range, but I couldn't find anything exact and I didn't do any more comparisons for it. So I compared it to Candy Kingdom, and that one's a little brighter. All I Want for Christmas is OPI. It has a touch more raspberry in it, if you can see that. And then Como Se Llama, you can see there had more brown. So definitely unique, and I liked this one. I like the deep, rich reds as we get later winter, and I like the bright reds around Christmas and earlier winter. So this one will be one that I'll reach for probably end of December, beginning of January, but it is another red. But somehow you gotta have red when it's Christmas time. But here are my favorites, and they're all the dark ones, and look how pretty they are actually. So this blue one here with the glitter is called I'm the Wonderfulest. The gray glittery one, Defying Gravity. The bright blue one called Fiero's My Manny. That's Rejoice IFY, this purple one, and the red one, Vesper Rose. I got through it. Hopefully that review was okay. I feel like I'm kind of like out of my mind a little bit today, but hopefully that was helpful and you guys enjoyed that. I'll get out the OPI Infinite Shine review pretty soon, and all the other ones. Let me know down below if you like this collection, if you had any that were your favorites, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks guys. Bye.